Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Charlie and it's been a while. I apologise. I've been pretty busy with other things and haven't really had a chance to pop in and make an update recently. So first of all, I'll just give you a little summary if you're new here and you're wondering what on earth I'm banging on about. I have been documenting my pregnancy. This is my 9th pregnancy, but I have lost 5 babies along the way. I suffer with recurrent miscarriage. We're not entirely sure why, but I have had HCG injections this time and they seem to have done the trick, and I'm now 20 weeks tomorrow with a little rainbow baby. And my last update, I think, gosh, it was quite a while ago, must have been about 5 or 6 weeks ago. I had just had my official dating scan when I was about 14 weeks and I was absolutely elated. I'd come out the other side of that really scary time in the first trimester, and I had a couple of days where I was really happy and I was like, I can finally relax and enjoy this pregnancy and let myself get excited. And then literally 2 days after that I was hit with a diagnosis of an incompetent cervix, which puts me at risk of a late miscarriage or premature labour. So that was a really big blow to go from sort of thinking that we've made it over that first hurdle to now realise that actually there's quite a fair few more ahead of me. But hey, there we are. That's where I'm at the moment. So I thought I'd drop in today and give you another update. As I say, it's been a while. I have actually been working on a really special project. I crochet. And I've been making a blanket for a lady called Lorraine Mulrooney. You may or may not follow her on here. If you don't, look her up. She's fantastic. She lost her baby girl in December. She was born sleeping at 34 weeks, baby Primrose, and she's been working tirelessly ever since to raise awareness and just to keep her memory kind of carrying on. I was really touched by her story and I just really wanted to reach out and do something, just anything really. I just felt compelled to do something for her. So I gathered up all my crocheting friends in the Instagram community and everyone made lots of squares and I joined them all together into this great big blanket for her. So I'll put the link below if you want to go and have a look at that Instagram post. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been spending all my evenings crocheting squares together. Anyway, it is finished. So normal life resumes now, and I thought I'd crack on with getting up to date with my YouTube channel. I've had quite a few new subscribers, so hi. Thank you for joining me and watching me ramble on incessantly. Apologies if you find me very boring. I try not to be, but I am a talker and I do get a bit carried away. Also, I just want to quickly apologise because I've got a bit of a chest infection. It's having a bit of an adverse effect on my asthma, so I'm quite breathless. That's why I sound like I've been running up the stairs. I haven't. I'm just, you know, my lungs have just shriveled up into nothing and just trying not to drop dead. But anyway, let's carry on with where we're at. So, as I say, I am 20 weeks tomorrow, which is quite exciting. Halfway, potentially. But yeah, I last updated you when I had a routine check on my cervix and they discovered that it was very short, very damaged, and they were concerned really that it could kind of give way at any moment. So I then went to see a consultant, Nige, which is a bit awkward because that's also my dad's name. So I have to try and not think about that when he is messing around in my lady cave. But anyway, he has scanned my cervix. He did that probably about 5 weeks ago, and it was looking okay. He said it was definitely damaged and scarred, and therefore potentially a bit weak. It was definitely shorter than you would want it to be at this stage in pregnancy. But he seemed to think it was pretty firmly closed and that I would be okay to sort of go off for a couple of weeks and then come back to have it checked again. I asked him if there was anything I shouldn't be doing, because I had, after the initial appointment, I spent a week basically terrified to move, sneeze, breathe too heavily, go to the toilet. I was just really frightened that the baby was just going to come out at any time. So I asked Nige and he said, no, just sort of carry on as normal. So I've been getting back into it, walking and going to the gym a couple of times a week and stuff. So yeah, it's been very hard not to panic at every little thing. I would say probably at least once a day I convince myself that my waters have broken, or I've lost my plug, or I've had a contraction. It's really draining and really exhausting, and it's been a very, very, very long few weeks. So after that first appointment, I went back 2 weeks later, had another scan. My cervix remains the same. He said that's quite reassuring because it's not got any shorter and it's still closed, but it's still shorter than he would hope. So I go back again. He wanted to see me again in 4 weeks, so that will actually be, I think that's only a week away now. Yeah, I've really kind of struggled with it because I think he probably thinks it's fairly reassuring that he hasn't told me I need it stitched or anything like that, but the fact of the matter is I keep just being sent away for weeks at a time, just really, really scared that my cervix could just pack in, really. And obviously if the baby came out at this stage, it wouldn't survive, so it's really worrying. And of course I've done that stupid thing, I've looked on Google and I have read horror story after horror story after horror story about people who have been in the same situation and have lost their babies. So I'm really anxious, I'm really exhausted from being anxious, and yeah, I don't know, it's just been a difficult time. What should be a really kind of enjoyable part of pregnancy, second trimester, you know, you're feeling a bit better, you're feeling movements, you're getting excited and enjoying it and all the rest of it. Just really haven't had that. I'm trying to remain positive. I'm talking about the baby in terms of like our future plans, like what are we going to call it and how are we going to decorate the nursery. But yeah, there's still part of me that's really, really worried that we could still lose it. And there have been days where I've really been sent into a complete panic because I've had cramps or I've had like excessive discharge, that just makes me think that maybe my cervix is opening and my body's sort of going into labour or whatever. I mean, it hasn't so far, but it's just really hard not to freak out really at every little thing. All these things that previously I probably wouldn't have paid any attention to, and just considering it a normal part of pregnancy, this time they make me really, really anxious. And it's just really hard. It's just really hard to kind of spend your days just really worried that at any moment you could lose your baby. It was really, really hard feeling that way throughout the first trimester, and it's really, really hard feeling that way now. And to have reached this stage and to lose the baby, I think would just be, I just don't know how I would come through that. So hopefully it won't come to that. I'm just putting my faith in Nige, and yeah, just hope it holds out. I'm really looking forward to getting to 24 weeks. I think I've just got that in my mind, as obviously once I reach that point, if the baby comes, it's not a late miscarriage anymore. The baby would be viable. Obviously they would need some serious help, and there are no guarantees, but it's like, if baby came now, there's nothing they would do. If baby comes after 24 weeks, then at least we have a fighting chance. I still, of course, hope that I can keep baby in there till term. That would be the ideal scenario. But yeah, at the moment, no one seems able to promise me that that's going to happen. So I'm just trying to set myself little milestones, and 24 weeks is where I want to get to. And then after that, yeah, I think we'll just hope for the best. But yeah, in more kind of lighter, sort of happier news, I've got my 20-week scan on Thursday. It's Tuesday today, so 2 days. I am really, really, really undecided on if I'm going to find out the sex. In my previous pregnancies that have got to this point, so that's my 3 children that I've got now, the first 2, I was very certain that I wanted to know what I was having. And then when I was pregnant with Rufus, he was my rainbow baby after 3 losses, and I just had no interest in finding out whatsoever. I don't know if it's because I already had one of each, so it really didn't matter to me, or if my priorities were just totally different because I'd lost 3 before him, and that pregnancy was just so completely different. It was just fraught with worry and anxiety, and I think my only concern in that scan was just making sure he was okay. So yeah, I knew right from the off that I wasn't going to find out with him. But yeah, this time I'm really like in 2 minds. Initially I was like, I'm not going to find out, I would like another surprise. I really don't mind. I'd obviously just be over the moon with a healthy baby, whether that's a boy or a girl. I simply do not care. The temptation is very strong. The thought of being able to find out in 2 days whether that's a little boy or a little girl in there is quite exciting. But also the thought of having a surprise is quite exciting. And I think now, because I've tried it both ways, you know, it was nice. Either way it was nice, so I don't feel like I'll be missing out on anything if I did or didn't find out. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling quite stressed out about it actually, because I know obviously they're going to ask me, and I just don't know. I just don't know. So we'll see. I think I'm just going to have to decide there and then. What I might do is just get them to write it down, and then I can just tuck it away somewhere and maybe look at a later date and decide if I decide that I want to know. But yeah, I'm not sure at the moment. In terms of like symptoms and stuff, I've been feeling okay. I still get the odd day of sickness, that sort of hangover like feeling. The heartburn has really kicked in and it's brutal. I've always had pelvic girdle pain, or SPD as it used to be called in my previous pregnancies, but actually this time I haven't really had any trouble in that department yet. I don't know if it's because I'm making a conscious effort to be more active, or if it's just I'm not far along enough yet. I can't really remember when it kicked in the last 3 times. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, my asthma's been quite bad, but I think that's just a combination of the beautiful weather that we've been having and this chest infection that I've typically picked up from one of my horrible germy children. I love them really. But yeah, so I'm kind of feeling okay. I could always do with an afternoon nap, but I think that's just part and parcel of having kids anyway. I'm actually feeling fairly energised. Yeah, feeling pretty good really, apart from just like the stress and the anxiety. But no, physically I'm alright, I'm doing quite well. Feeling quite a lot of movements now, which is also quite like an anxiety-ridden roller coaster. I really wish I kept some sort of diary in my previous pregnancies so I could sort of write down exactly how it was every day, so that I don't keep questioning everything and second guessing everything. There are days when I will feel quite a lot of movement, and then there are days when I won't feel any at all, and I will imagine the worst. And obviously it's still really early and it's totally normal for it to be very sporadic at this point, but yeah, it's so hard not to just convince yourself that something terrible has happened. But yeah, in general, so far so good. Yeah, that's it really, that's where I'm at. Thank you for watching, and I will update you again probably in a couple of weeks. I may or may not be able to tell you what the sex is. Yeah, I will certainly give you an update on my 20-week scan and also my next appointment with Nige. Let's see how the cervix is doing. Yeah, hopefully it will all be good, happy news. Keep everything crossed for me, please. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.